In this video, we'll be seeing how to create a REST API in Laravel. So we'll be learning about CRUD operations by implementing APIs for each of the operations. So as you can see here, I have created a structure. So this is the structure. So /API/product/create. This is the create operations. And you can see that we are going to pass name, description, and price. And like that, we can see a read operations here. And update, we'll be updating one product using the ID. I'll explain each of these, okay? And we'll be deleting one item. And this is for registering a new user, okay? So I will explain this also. So let's get started with the video. So first of all, we have to create a new Laravel application. So I have opened PHP Storm. You can use any IDE, Visual Studio Code, or anything of your preference. And let's open the terminal. And now we can create a new Laravel project. So you can type none here. And let's select one. And here we don't need a Git. No. So those who don't know how to create a Laravel application, you can simply refer to one of the videos that I have done. I will give the link to that video on the description. You can watch that. So basically, you just have to install the SAMP. You can see here, install the latest version of SAMP. And you have to enable the zip here. So for that, you can go to the configuration here and open the php.init and simply search for zip, Control F, and you can see zip, okay? And here you can see extension zip. So you simply have to remove this from here. You can find that here and remove the semicolon and save this file and close it. And you simply have to restart the Apache. That's it. And after that, you have to install Composer. And after that, you can install Laravel. So for installing Laravel, you can use the Laravel installer. So for that, you can refer the documentation, or I have already done a video on that. You can watch that. You simply have to use the Composer command to do that. So our Laravel application has been created. Okay, we can select the database now, MySQL. Okay, I'm using MySQL now. And we don't have to do the migration. Okay, we can do the default migration now. So we can type yes, or we can do that later on. Okay, so type no and hit enter. Okay, now our application is ready to use. So this is the command that you have to use to install the Laravel installer, or you can use like this also to create the project directly without installing the Laravel installer. So I have already installed Laravel installer globally, so I can use the command Laravel. Okay, so it is easier for people who are using Laravel frequently. Okay, so I will recommend you install the Laravel installer as globally. Okay, I have already done a detailed video on installing Laravel on your system, so you can watch that if you have any doubts. Okay, so now we have to add a new route here. Okay, as you can see here on Laravel 11, we are not having all these complications that used to be there. So for making it easier for newer developers, Laravel has reduced some of its complications and all the structures, etc. So it's nothing much. I will show you. We have to add the api.php route here. Okay, so for that, you can simply use a command php artisan. Before that, you have to navigate to the project directory. See, we have created it inside this. Okay, so cd and our project name. And now we can type php artisan install API and hit enter. That's it. Now it will add our route here. So you can wait for this to complete. Okay. And after that, you can see a file will be automatically added. Okay, it is asking you to do the migrations right now. Here also, you can type no for now and hit enter. We can do the migrations later on. So now, if you come to the routes, let's minimize it. Okay, here you can see the api.php in the routes folder. Okay, hope you understand the structure of Laravel, etc. If you don't know that, you can watch a video. I have already done videos about this. I'll give the link for that in description. Watch that. So let's open this one. We can remove this one for now. We'll be using Sanctum authentication provided by Laravel to authenticate our API and the users. So for that, first of all, we can create a user. Okay, we have to create a new user. So for that, we already have a migration for users. Okay, you can check that here inside database migrations. We are already having the user table here. Okay, we have to run this migrations first. Okay, so now I think we can run the migrations. First of all, you have to enable SAMP MySQL. Okay, you have to start the MySQL and let's go to PHP MyAdmin. You can see I'm not having any tables here. Okay, I'm having tables. I'm not having any tables apart from the default ones that is inside the php-myadmin. So let's come here and we can run the migration for that. PHP artisan migrate. Okay, and now we are not having the table. So if you go to the environment.env, let's minimize this one, and here we can see our database name. Okay, so this is the database name. So by default, Laravel will choose the project name as the database name. So that's happening here. And the default password and the username for SAMP is root and password to be empty. So if you're having any other username and password, you have to change it here. Okay, and database name also. Okay, so if you are changing anything else, okay, you have to change it here. Okay, and now here you can see it is asking you to create the database. So we haven't created it already. So therefore Laravel will do it for you. Okay, simply type yes and hit enter and it will do all the migrations. Now you can see all this table has been created. Let's go to php-myadmin and now we can refresh this one and you can see the database here. All the tables has been migrated. See? Okay, so we are going to add a new user here. Okay, this is our user table. We are going to add new user. So if you want to know more about migrations, I have already done a video. You can see inside our migration for this one, create user table. We are having all these tables. See, sessions, password reset token, users, etc. I have done a video on that. You can watch that for more info. So let's close all this and we can come here and we have to create a new user now. Okay, so let's create a route. Let's set it to any because we'll be using Postman and using post request as well. Okay, so we can set it to, by default, all the routes inside the api.php file will be having /API. So we don't have to specify it. Okay, so we can start with user / maybe register and we can start a function here itself. I'm not going to create a controller for this particular user registration. I will create one for another step. I will explain that. We'll be creating a new migration also for products. So let's add users first of all. Okay, so we are having a model user. Okay, so let's go to our models file here. Inside the application models, we can see user model. See, so this model will connect you to this table. Okay, so if you're having any difficulties connecting, maybe it will say user table name is not matching, etc. Right now, it will not say anything like that. If you are having any issues like that, you can simply specify the table name, $table, and simply specify the name of the table. Okay. For this particular model, there won't be any issues. When you're creating any new models, you can always specify the table name like this. Okay. And now we have to create a new user. So user equal to new, call the model user. Okay, we can come here. Okay, I have added it as a use statement on the top. Okay, that's what happened here. Okay, and now we have to specify name and we can use faker equal to factory create, and here we can use $faker of name. Okay, and here for email, user of email, we can specify unique email. Okay, let's come here, unique, and we can specify save email. Okay, that will create a fake email for you and it will be unique also. And now we have to add a password. So password, we can set it to password itself. Okay, so equal to hash make. Okay, so let's set it to password for now. Okay, so all the passwords will be password itself. Okay, it will be same for all the users that we are going to create. Okay, and everything else will be different. I will show you. Now we have to save it. So let's call it inside an if condition. Okay, you can see the suggestions here. Okay, and it will save the users. Simply call $user save. That's it. You have to use the object name and call the save function. That's it. And if it is successful, we can return a response. Okay, response of JSON, and we have to have a status and also a message. If you are passing the data, you can pass the data also. So for now, we can set it to status. Status, I'm going to pass it as success. And instead of data, okay, we can set it to data itself. So we are going to pass all the user data here, which is created here. Okay. And we can also pass a message if you want to. And that's it. Okay. User created successfully. Status, you don't have to specify it. Okay. If you want to specify the status, you can specify. And if all this goes wrong, we can return some error message. We are not going to return data. Okay. Now we can pass a message and that's it. Okay. So here you can see if the user is saved successfully, we are going to return this one. Otherwise, this one. That's it. And here comes the main part. We have to create a new token. So for that, call $user. Simply call create token. Okay, before calling this function, you have to make the model users here. Come here inside this. You have to come to the models folder here and open the model users. And here you have to call has API tokens. Okay, you have to call this class has API tokens. And here on the top, you can see has API tokens. Laravel Sanctum has API tokens. You have to add this here. Okay, that is very important. And after that, you will have this function. And inside that, we can pass a name for the token. So you'll be having different use cases for the token. So for now, we'll be using it for authenticating the user. Let's keep it to token. And we can use plain text. So now we can capture it to a variable token equal to. So now we'll get the token here. And also it will be stored to the database. And we can pass it here. Maybe come here and give a comma. And we can pass the token also. Okay. So we are going to pass the token also. Because when we generate this token, it will be accessible only once. It will be stored in the database as an encrypted form. And after that, we cannot retrieve it. So we have to store this token wherever you are going to use it. Let's say you are going to use this inside an Android application. After registering or after logging in, okay, you have to do this inside a login function. Since we are not having any users, I'm doing that inside registration. Okay. So generally we will do it inside login function. Okay. So after logging in, you can create this token. Okay. You can create this token whenever the user is logging in or according to your logic. Okay. And you can pass this token to your Android application. And you have to store this token somewhere safe. Okay. You can use maybe SQLite or shared preferences anywhere of your choice. You can store this and you have to use this token to authenticate the user for the upcoming request that we are going to create. Okay. We are going to create more APIs. So for that, we'll be needing this token. Okay. That's why we are returning it after the successful creation of user. Okay. Hope you got that. Now we can try creating the user. Okay. So the code is done for creating the user. So we can come to the Postman. You can see inside Postman, I've simply created a route. This is the route. Okay. This is the route that you are going to get. So we have to run our Laravel project. So come here and here we can type PHP artisan serve. After running, we can open Postman. Right now, you can simply run this also. It will work. I will show you. You can simply paste it here and hit enter. See, successful. Okay, you can see the user is created successfully. See, because we are using any request. Okay, so one user is created right now. So if you go to our users table, you can see one user. You can see a random name and random email is generated. See, okay. So hope you understand that part. Here, after creating the user, you can see we have returned the token. So you have to store this token if you want to insert anything to this user. Maybe you're going to add a new product or something. You have to store this token for that. Okay. So let's copy this token. So we can go to Postman and try this once more. So here I'm sending a post request. Okay. You can send it and post request also works. See, since we are using any here. Okay. If you go to the routes, you can see we are using any. If you specify get, only get will work. Okay. So that's that. So here I am keeping it to any. Okay. And now we can start with our main part, that is we can create a route group. Okay, and we can set a middleware for this one, middleware, and then we can group it. Okay, and inside this middleware we can specify auth sanctum, and inside the group we can start a function and open it. That's it. Okay, and inside this route group we can specify other routes which require authentication. Okay, if you want to give a prefix also, we can give that prefix, give an arrow here, and let's say a prefix like products. Okay, we are going to create products now. We can go to product. Okay, the user will be creating a new product. So if you go to this Postman, you can see here I have set this URL to API/products. So that's why I give the route like this. Okay, this is the prefix for this route group. So all the URLs that will be inside this route group will be having the prefix this one. Okay, so let's create a new route inside this one, route, and we'll be setting it to post. Okay, post, and we can do a create operation for this. So create, and for this we can create a controller. So let's comment this one. Okay, if you don't comment this one, it will show error. Okay, when you create the controller. So comment it, and let's change the directory cd. Okay, REST API Laravel, and now we can call PHP artisan make controller, and the name of the controller, let's keep it to CRUD manager. Okay, that's it. So the controller is created. You can go to app http controllers and see the controller here. Now we can create a function create. Okay, you can see the suggestions happening here. Okay, so this is the create function. We are having the request. You have to make sure the request is from Illuminate HTTP/request. Okay, that is very important. So here we'll be receiving all the product details. So let's give first of all, we can validate $validator equal to call the class validator. So you have to use the class Illuminate support/package validator, and we can call make, and we have to pass request all. We are passing all the requests, and here inside this one we can choose what all things that we need for this products. So we can set a name, maybe a description, and we can set a price. Okay, give a semicolon. So we haven't created this table, so for that we can open the terminal once more. PHP artisan make migration, and give the name of the migration products. Migration is created. You can also create the model as well. Let's create the model PHP artisan make model products. Okay, products. We have to keep the first letter of the class to be capital. Okay, so we have created the model here, products. So if you're having any difference in the name of the table and the model, you can simply specify the protected table equal to give the name of the table here. Whatever it is, you can give it here. Okay, so in our case it is going to be same. So let's go to our migrations, and we can open database migrations and open the products migration, and here we have to create schema, create products table. We have to add ID, yes, and name, yes. We are not adding slug for now. Slug is a different thing. I have explained this in different videos. So right now I'm not going to add a slug for this. So let's add table, and we can add a string, and we can add description. Okay, and we can set it to nullable, not a problem. And we also need a price. Okay, we can set it to decimal. You can set it to string also, whatever you prefer, and we can set it price, and you can specify how many decimal points you need, etc. For now we can keep it like this itself. Okay, and we have to specify the timestamps. Okay, table of timestamps, that is important, and that's it. Now this is our table for products. You can change it according to your preference. Okay, and we have to add the drop also, schema drop effects. It's give the table name. That's it. So our migration file is ready, and we can type PHP artisan migrate. Now if you hit enter, it will only migrate the new file that we have created. See, you can see we only migrated one new file. So if you want to start everything freshly, you can also use PHP artisan migrate fresh. Okay, give a colon and fresh. It will delete everything. So we have inserted some users here, right? It will delete everything. If you use this migrate fresh, it will delete everything. So let's try that. So now everything will be deleted. Okay, so if you come here, see everything is deleted. Now we have to create the user once more. So let's refresh this page and user is created. See, and the token will be different. So let's copy it. We are not going to refresh this page for now because we need this token. So let's keep this here. And if you refresh this page, you can see a new user. Okay, and let's come here. We have migrated and you can see the new table also. So let's go to the home page here. So our new products table. See this? That's it. So migration is done and let's close it. And you probably won't have to touch this model file also in this video. Okay, so let's close that as well. So now we have to continue the create function. So here we have already created the model, that is products. So we can create a new product just like how we did for the users. We have to do it for the product as well. $product equal to new products. Okay, and now we can specify the name, etc. So that $product equal to product of name, we have to get it from the request. Okay, so request input of name. You can also do it like this. Okay, request of name. Okay, you can do it like this also. Okay, and we have a description, $product of description, $product of price equal to, and accept the price. Okay, so we also have to store the user ID. So we have to specify that as well. Okay, so I forgot that. You can add it here. So we're not going to create a new migration for that. Let's add it here. User ID. Now we have to migrate this file. For that we can type PHP artisan migrate and let's type fresh and okay, we have to go to the CD REST API Laravel and we can migrate. Okay, you can also migrate the specific file also. Right now we have deleted all the files. So if you want to migrate this specific file, you can use a refresh and then give the path path equal to, and we can copy the path of this file here. Okay, copy it and we can give the path here, and we don't need the root project name here, so we can delete that. So this is the command. If you want to refresh the specific file, specific migration, you can do this. Okay, database /migration/ this one. Okay, so you can either use this command also. Okay, right now we have already used the fresh command. So now we have to create a new user also. We'll do that. Now the migration is done and let's go here and you can see the user ID is added. Okay, now if you go to the users, you can see nothing is inside. Let's refresh this one and new user will be added. Okay, that's it. So this token is new one. Okay, and let's go to the CRUD operations, and here we have to add the user ID. $product of user ID equal to, you can add the user ID. Okay, you have to add the user ID like auth, so that you can call user of ID. Okay, now this will give the ID of the users table, that is this one. Okay, and we are going to store it inside user ID. Okay, and now we can save this and we have to return something, return response of JSON. Okay, we have to pass message. Okay, we have to can remove the status. We have to pass a status here, status equal to, okay, give a comma, and here we can pass the status. Okay, status equal to success. And if you want to pass the product details, you can pass that also. Okay, let's hit enter. You can pass product. Okay, give a comma. That's it. So if it is successful, we are going to pass this. Else we can return some error message. Okay, this works fine. Okay, so that's it. You can use this validator. Okay, we forgot to use the validator. So we can check if validator fails. Okay, you can see the suggestion here. So if validator fails, we can return some error message. Okay, not this one. Let's copy this one and let's paste it here. And here in the message, maybe we can use $validator of messages. Okay, we can pass it something like this. Okay, and that's it. Okay, now we have done everything. You can also access everything through the validator. Okay, validator. It will be an array. You can access it like name, etc. Okay, so for now we can keep it like this. It is ideal to use the validator. So let's keep it like this for now. Okay, now we can try running this one and go to Postman, our CRUD operation for this one. We have to copy the token for user, this one, copy it, and we can go to this one, and here we can see inside the params I haven't given anything. Inside authentication, you have to select bearer token. Okay, and here we have to add the token, new token. Okay, this one, and inside the body we have to pass something. So here you can see I am passing name, description, and price. And these are the things that you can use in Postman to generate random names, price, etc. You can refer the documentation. They're having a documentation on different things that you can create randomly. I'll give the link for that in the description. Dynamic. So here you can see this is the documentation that I was talking about. You can see dynamic variables. Okay. And you can see you can generate ID, timestamps, everything. So this is it. I'll give the link for this on the description. Okay. And now we can go to the Postman and try inserting one. Okay. You have to specify the route. Route will be like this: API/product/create. Okay. So if you go to the routes in the PHP API part, you can see, okay, we haven't specified the route here. Okay. So come here, and now we have to give a post request to /create, and here we can specify the controller. So the controller is CRUD manager. We can come here and type alt enter and add it as the top use statement. Give a comma, and we have to call the create function. Okay, that's it. So the route is product/create, API/product/create. Okay. So it's a post request also. So let's come here inside the Postman, and we are having a post request to this route. Now we can try running it. We have added the authentication token also. It's a bearer token authentication. Okay. Inside the body, I have selected form data. You have to make sure this is selected, and we have given all these data. Okay. And let's send it. So here you can see the status is successful and some random product name, and the user ID is 1. Okay, you can see that. Okay, important. And some random description, some random price, etc. See, product is created successfully. Okay, so if you remove this one, okay, let's remove the token and try sending it. You will get an error message. Okay, see, this is the Laravel error message. If you go to review, you can see the error message here. See, login route not found because it is redirecting you to a login route. Okay. So if you want to customize the errors, you can do that on the middleware, and you can add a new middleware to handle all those. I'm not going to do all that. I'm not going to explain all those in this video. We can go to that later on. So now we can create one more user. Let's refresh this page. Okay, and this is the token for user 2. Okay, if you go to the table, let's refresh the users table. We are having 2 users. Let's go to product. Here are having one product that has user ID 1. Okay, let's add one for the user 2, and here authorization we have to give the token for user 2. Now we can send some random data once more. See, it is successful, and the ID is user 2. You can send once more. Something else is also created for user 2. Let's refresh the table, and you can see ID 2 2. See, so hope you understand. So the create operation is completed. So hope you understand this part. Okay, this is the create operation. You're simply creating a new product and saving it. That's it. Okay, so the main important part was creating a token, and you have to store the token somewhere. Okay, after that we are using the middleware auth sanctum and everything that comes inside this route. We are also setting a prefix. If you want to set a prefix, you can set it here. Okay, and everything that comes inside this middleware route group, you can give the authentication token. Okay, so if you want to see some code for this, how it is happening, you can come here, you can click this icon. Okay, so if you want to see a code for this one, this authentication part, you can go to the code section here. In the Postman, you can see this option, and here you can select any language of your choice, and you can see the code, how it is happening. We are passing the authentication token here, see, and we are passing it as a header. Okay, and it is a post request, and this is the form body part, and you can check that for everything. If you want to check that for PHP also, you can come here. Okay, this one also, we are also passing the header. You can see that here. Okay, we are passing the authentication token. This is the token. See, if you hover over this, you can see the bearer token here. Okay, and you can see we are passing this header here. Okay, so that's it. So you can also use ChatGPT if you need more help with this one. Okay, you can also refer the Java part, maybe this one. Okay, see, we can see the code for everything here. Okay, so I think that will be helpful for beginners. So you can use this feature here. Okay, and let's start implementing the read operation. So for that, we have to create a route, that is read. Okay, so let's come here and create a route, and let's set it to post itself, and that is read. Okay, class, and the file name is same. Okay, so let's go to the controller and create a function read. Okay, and you don't need anything inside, because we are simply going to read everything inside the table. If you want to read the details of specific user, you can pass the ID here. Okay, I will show that on the update option. So for now, we'll be reading everything. So products equal to product all, and we are simply going to return everything. Okay, if you want to pass some message also, you can pass that. Okay, let's hit an enter here, and that's it. Okay, so here simply we are going to read everything, and we are simply returning it. That's it. That's a very simple function. Now we can try simply running it. We can send it, and you can see, okay, we are having an error that is, okay, login not defined. That's because we have specified some other token here. Okay, so you have to use the same token. Since the route is inside this middleware, you have to give a token also. Okay, so let's give the token here. Okay, inside the read, you can see that token was different. Okay, that's why. And let's send it. Now we can see all the details. Okay, so user 1 is also there, and the user 2 is also there. See, so if you want to get the details of specific user, let's do that inside the update function, because otherwise we'll have to do it once more and it will make the video longer. So let's create a route, post and update. Okay, that's it. You have to add a route like this, and let's go here and let's add a function update, and here we need the request. Okay, and we also need the ID, $ID. Okay, so let's come back to the API here. Okay, / we have to accept the ID here. Okay, so here we'll be passing the ID of the product, because we are going to edit that specific product. Okay, so same thing, you can use the validator also. Okay, and here we are having name, okay, description and price. Yes. Okay, so let's come here and fails also. Okay, you can see this suggestion is very useful here. Okay, and now we have to update everything. For that, $product equal to products or var, we have to use the var condition. Var ID is the ID that we are passing here, and you have to use the first. If you use get here, it will return an array. We will only be having one, so that's why we are going to use first. Okay, because ID is a primary key. Okay, and now we can add the values. Okay, name, we are adding the name from the request. Okay, you can use it like this, $validator of name. Okay, just like that you can do the description and price and save it. And yes, we are going to return the return statement also. We are going to do that. You can also pass a message if you want to. Okay, and on the else part, And that's it. Okay, so hope you understand this part. We are simply doing the same create operation here. See, it is exactly the same, but we are going to update all the details for this specific ID. Okay, and we are going to pass that through the URL. I'll show you. So let's come to our Postman, and you can see this one. And here we have to pass an ID. Okay, we are going to pass the ID of the product. Okay, so I am going to set it to 1. So the thing that we are going to update will be this one. Okay, this unbranded soft sausage, etc. Okay, so we're going to update this one. So let's come here and we are going to update it to this value. Okay, I've already preset all this so that it will be easy for me to explain. Otherwise, I will have to type all this. Okay, so here we have to update this token. So if you remember, if you want to update user 1, we should have stored the token for the user 1. So we didn't do that. So let's do that for the user 2. Okay, let's copy this token. So this is the importance of storing the token of that user. Otherwise, you will not be able to do that. Otherwise, you have to recreate the token. Okay. In our case, we are doing this create inside the registration. Okay. So it will be difficult. Usually we do it inside the login. Okay. So let's do it for the user 2 and we'll be updating this one. Okay. This one. Got a small metal shirt. Okay. That's it. So let's come here and open the Postman, give the token. And since this user is having product ID 2, we cannot edit the product ID 1 because that belongs to user 1. Okay, so for that you have to come here and you also have to add one more thing, that is where. Otherwise user 2 will also be able to edit the user 1's details. Okay, that is not something that we want. So user ID should be auth, the same thing, auth user of ID. So now we are going to check if the user ID is matching and also the product ID. If they are not matching, it will return an error. Okay, so this is important. We have to add the user ID as well. Otherwise user 2 will be able to edit the user 1's things. I will show you if you want to do. We can remove this one. Okay, let's remove that one. And we can use the token of, we only have the token of user 2. Okay, so let's try editing the user 1. This product ID 1 belongs to user 1. Okay, so we can try editing that with token of this user 2, and we are going to pass this data. Okay, these values I used it while testing. Okay, we have to pass it in the body. Okay, body and not inside the params. Come here inside the body. You can also use this, it works, but it is not the right way. You can come here inside the body, inside the form data, you can add this. Okay, like this. Okay, and you have to add the bearer token, and this token is for the user 2, and let's try updating it. Okay, you can see that the error is validator is not an array, is type of object. That's because you have to come to PHP store, and here after validator fails, we can give $validator equal to $validator of validated. Okay, so you have to add this, then only it will convert all the validated things to an array and it will store to the validator variable. After that we can access it like this. Okay, so now it will work and we can try running it. You can see product is updated successfully. Okay, let's come here and on here we can refresh the page and you can see product with ID 1 has been updated. And if you go to the Postman and check here, authentication, we have used it for the user 2 and that should not happen, right? So user 2 should not be able to edit things of user 1. For that you can come here and here we can add one more condition, that is where simply check the user ID. Okay, user ID, give a comma and give the auth of user of ID. Okay, now give a hyphen here. Okay, that's it. So this will get the authenticated user ID. Okay, and we are checking it with the user ID. Now only the specific user will be able to update that, and we can check. You have to check if not $product. Okay, then you can return something, product not found or something like that. Okay. Otherwise, it will not show this error. Okay. It will come to this section, and that may show some other errors like this name won't be found, etc. Okay. You have to do this check also. If product is empty, you can return this one. Okay. And let's come here, and you can try running it right now. And you can see product not found. And you have to change the ID here. Let's change it to ID 2. Product 2 and 3 belongs to user 2. You can see that here. See, user ID is 2 and 2. So now we can try updating those, and the values is this one. Okay. Send it, and it is updated. So let's refresh this page, and you can see product updated. So you can see that product 1 and 2 is been updated. This happened when we did this without this condition. Okay. So hope you understand that. So don't get confused. This one cannot be updated. Let's try to change it. Product 1. Okay. Okay. And if you try to edit this one, okay, let's set it to 1. You won't be able to edit it. Okay. See, that previous edit happened when we updated it without this condition. Okay. Without this condition. Hope you understand that part. Okay. And then now the update part is complete. You can update third user also. Let's set it to something like 3. Update it. Let's update it. See, now you have to use the specific authentication token for the specific user, and you can update it. That's it. So hope you understand that part. Update is completed. Now we can move to delete operation. So for that, you can go to API, and here add a route, post delete. Okay, this one, delete/ID. Okay, we have to get the ID of the item which we are going to delete. Okay, go back to our class, and here we can create a function delete, and we need the ID. Okay, remove this one. And the delete function is much easier. You simply can do that inside an if condition and create a product. You can copy this one. Okay, we can copy this one. Instead of first, you can code delete. That's all. It's very simple. So here we are fetching the product with ID that we are going to pass, and it should match the authenticator user ID. User ID should match the ID of the user that is logged in. And if that is true, you can delete it. Okay. If that delete operation is true, we can return some success message. Otherwise, return error message. That's it. So the delete operation is complete. We can try deleting something. Okay, open this one, and we can give ID. If you try to give ID 1, it will say delete operation failed because we are having the authentication token of user 2. Okay. And I don't have the ID of the user 1, ID of authentication token of the user 1. So we won't be able to delete that. So let's send this right now, and you can see delete operation failed. And now we can try deleting the ID 2, and it will be successful. See, refresh the table, it is deleted. So delete operation is also completed. So hope you understand this CRUD operation. So if you have any doubt, you can leave a comment and I will respond to them. So here we have the main thing is you have to create a token for the user. We can do this while logging in. Okay. So I have done this inside registration. You probably should do this inside login. Okay. That depends upon your logic and how you are going to implement it. This is the line that you can use to create a new token. Okay. This is the name of the token. And after that, you can use this middleware. Okay. And everything that comes inside this route group will have to be authenticated. Okay. And you have to store the token somewhere. That's very important. And that's it. So the CRUD operations and the REST API is also complete. Hope you understand this one. Now we can deploy our API to some cloud and we can try running it. So I have deployed an application on Cloudways. I am going to deploy this Laravel application to Cloudways. So I have deployed a server and I have created a Laravel application. If you don't have a Cloudways account, you can create a new account using the link on the description. And you can also use the coupon code CODECC while you are registering, and you will get a discount for your purchases. So you simply have to create your account. After creating the account, you can create a new server. Simply create a new server. I have explained all this on a previous video. I'll give you the link for that also in the description. And create a new Laravel application. And here we have to deploy our Laravel application to this. And for that, you can use deploy via Git. And I have already made a video on this. I'll give link for that in the description. You can upload this project to the GitHub and you can give the link here and give the key also, and it will deploy your application automatically. So I will give the link for that video on the description. You can refer that and deploy it. So here I have deployed all the code to the Cloudways, and now we have to update the database name. So you can come here and you have to update the database name. I have already updated it. You can see the database name here. See the database name, username, and the password here. So you can copy all these and change that on the .env file. So if you want to know how I did the deployment, you can also do the deployment using SSH FTP account, and I simply use this, and you can connect it like this. This is PHP Storm. You can add the FTP account like this and add the host name, username, and password. You can get all these details. I will show you where you can find that. You can go to server and choose the server, and here you can see the details. You can copy the IP, username, password, and you can do what I did, and you can simply deploy it like this. Okay, and I simply uploaded all these files. You can select the application like this. You can select it. This is a feature of PHP Storm. So you can use FTP clients like FileZilla or something like that also, and you can upload it inside public HTML. Okay, so this is our application. So that's it. And here on the mapping, you can give the local path here, and the deployment path you can select it like this here. Okay, and that's it. Okay, so this is the URL that you get on Cloudways when you deploy it. So that's it. And after this, you can upload all these files like this. You can come here and deployment, you can upload the file like this. Hope you understand. So it will be easier for you to access the terminal also. You can access the terminal like this. See, I have done all the migration and all those. So after uploading this file, you will not be connected with the database. First, you have to connect the database. Then you have to run the migration. Okay. So you simply have to run the migration. And also you have to install the Composer package. Okay, simply run Composer install. You should not upload this vendor folder. It will be a lot of things. So you should not upload this vendor folder. You can upload all other folders, all other files also. Some files you don't have to. Okay, so you can avoid that also. So main thing, you don't have to upload this vendor folder, and you can use Composer install or Composer update, and it will install all the required packages. Okay, after that, run PHP migrate. Before running migrate, you have to add the database details here. Okay, this one, and that's it. After that, you are good to go. So I have done all those. I already have done a video in detail on deploying Laravel application to Cloudways. You can watch that video. On that video, we are using Git, which you can watch on the video and you can follow along. So you can deploy it via Git, and you simply have to change the database, do the migration, and this is the URL of your application. Open it, and you can see it will be running. Now, if you want to run it, you can give /API and /user/register. Okay, and we can try hit enter. Okay, and it is working. You can see the user is created, and you can access the database from here. You can go to access details and launch database manager. Okay, and inside this one, okay, zoom out a little bit and can select the user table and show data. Here it is, our data. So everything will be working just like how we did for the localhost. So this is also hosted on the server. So if you try to access our secured routes, which are product/create. So this one is a post request. So you'll get an error message. Okay. You can see post request is not supported. And right now it is on a developer mode. So you can change that to set the debug to false and set env to production. Okay, now this will remove all the error messages. And after this, you have to upload this file. Okay, you can also set auto upload. This is a feature of PHP Storm. You can come here and you can set deploy automatic upload. You can set this option. Okay, now when you make any change and you go out of this editor, okay, you can see the upload will start automatically. See, that's it. So you can set that, and then now here we have to run. After uploading this, after setting the debug to false and env to production and upload this file, you have to run PHP artisan optimize clear and PHP artisan optimize. That's it. Now we can refresh this page. See, now you will not be getting all the detailed error. So this is a generic error. So it will not show all those credentials that you don't want others to see. Okay. So that is a very important thing when you are deploying your application. You have to set these two parameters to production and false. Okay, debug to false. Okay, so you can see the method is not found. Okay, so it will not be accessible. So if you want to create, we can copy this and go to the postman and here. Okay, change this one and our authentication token. Okay, we have to get the token from here. Okay, this one. Okay, we have to create a new user for that. Okay, let's go back. Okay, this one is it. You can copy this auth token. Okay, you have to make sure that you always store this token when you're logging in also. Look at data, and we can try running it right now. Change the token and send it. Now it will be added. See, let's go to products table, show data. See, that's it. User 1, and that's it. Okay, so everything is working. So hope you understand how you can create a REST API in Laravel. And we have also seen CRUD operations. Okay, we have seen create, read, update, delete, and also registration. While registration, we have also seen how to create the token. Okay, so you have to do this while logging in, or some other places that you want to do this. Okay, depends upon your depends on your logic and where you want to create the token. This is the name that we chose for authentication token. Okay, and after all the implementation, we also saw how to deploy it to a cloud service. And after deploying, you have to set the environment to debug to false and environment to production. Otherwise, all the details will be shown to public, and that is not a good thing. Okay, so that's it. Hope you understand this video. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to this channel for more such videos. And that's it. So for deploying, we chose Cloudways because we are getting a lot of features. You can see malware protection, domain management. You can add a domain here, and the SSL, it's a free SSL. You can also add your custom SSL as well, and backup, restore options, and deployment, yes, and all other variable management, everything on a UI. Okay, you can simply do all those with clicks. Okay, otherwise you will have to do all those through terminal or something, depending upon how you are going to do it. Okay, and we are also getting Cloudflare Enterprise version. Okay, you can enable that for your domain, so that is also one good thing. And it will be a hassle-free thing for you if you are using Cloudways. It is a managed hosting, and the pricing also, if you try to add something, let's add a Laravel application. Okay, and okay, let's add some name here. Okay, and here if you select DigitalOcean, you can see the pricing is also reasonable. See, you can depending upon the size of your server, you can select whatever size you need. This is RAM specification. Okay, so for something which is a small website, you can go with 2 GB. That's okay. And if you're having a good traffic, I would recommend 4 GB or something. Okay, you can select the server size according to your requirement, and after that you can select the location and click on launch. That's it. Okay, if you want to go with AWS also, you can select AWS, and you can select all the storage, database, all those according to your requirement. Okay, and you can see AWS is a bit on the higher end. Pricing is a bit on the higher end. Same as with the Google Cloud, Vultr, and also Linode. DigitalOcean, as we know, it is much smaller compared to others. So you can choose DigitalOcean depending upon your requirements, and that's it. So you can go with Cloudways if you want a hassle-free management of your project. Okay, so it will be easy for you to manage the project. So that's all with this video. Hope you understand the video. If you have any doubt, feel free to ask that on the comment. You can also join our Discord or WhatsApp group. We'll be active there and you can ask all your doubts there. And of course, you can leave your comments below. I will definitely respond to all your comments and you can get your answers there. So if you like this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to this channel for more such videos.